So Sony ZV E10 camera is a fantastic value. I'm not the most advanced content creator, but I do know this camera has a lot of great features and really good picture quality. And it's also not very expensive. So it's a great combination of value to what you get in terms of quality. The one big problem that a lot of people are experiencing with these cameras is the overheating issue. And today I'm going to try to show you how we can deal with that by taking this thing apart and adding some fresh thermal paste in there on the processor of this camera. So let's get started. Okay, so here's a quick video to show you how to deal with the overheating issues with Sony ZV E10. The first thing you want to do is not necessarily disassemble this, although I will show you the disassembly because I couldn't find any information about how to take this thing apart online, so that's what I mainly want to show you. But if you're having issues with this thing overheating, the first thing you want to try is to go to the menu, and there's a setting in there where it shuts down only if the temperature is really high. So by default it's actually set to normal, and you want to bump that up if you're having problem with overheating. The second thing you want to try is disassembling it and changing the thermal paste here on the processor, which is under this metallic cooler plate essentially. And that's what I want to show you how to do here in this video. You're going to need a long screwdriver, something like this. This one did help initially, but it wasn't enough, because while most of the screws are easy to take out and easy to reach, I have them here on the side. I'll show you where most of them are. It's pretty easy to find. I don't know if you can see it in camera. Here they are. So but there's one that's really hard to reach, and I don't even know how I'm going to put it back, but I'll figure something out. I might have to tape it to the screwdriver or something. But it's actually inside the battery compartment, and it's all the way down on the bottom here, and it holds the top of the cover in, so you won't be able to pull that out until you get this screw out. The other screws are pretty simple and easy to reach. If I put this cover back on gently, and I will show you where they are. So there are screws here, 3 of them, right? See, this one connects to here. You have this one, those are easy. There's one here that connects these two. There's one screw here. There are a couple of screws here on the side. When you pull this cover back, you will see that they go here, here, and there's one more here. There are also screws under the screen, very easy to reach. Again, there's a bunch of them here, 6. And that's pretty much it. So bottom, side, and that's pretty much it. And then the other, this side is really held by the screws that are here, and the one all the way in the bottom there, which is why you need the long screwdriver to reach that. Once you have those out, the cover pulls out very easily. There's no real resistance there. It's not held in by anything else. So at this point, I'm just going to go through and remove all these screws that are holding this metallic plate, and hopefully the thermal paste is easy to get to. I'll just replace the thermal paste, and that should be it, hopefully. Okay. Doesn't want to come out. All right. Okay. Let's see, is that it? Does not look like that's it. Okay. that's okay. That is just a, yeah, it's fine. It's just a ribbon cable. Okay. Wow, there's actually no thermal paste in here whatsoever. It's like some sort of a plastic film. Huh, very interesting. I'm almost wondering if I should remove it. There is a thermal pad here, actually, that basically makes an interface between this and this metal pieces, which is interesting, but nothing actually that makes a contact between the CPU and between the processor and the actual metal plate behind it. So I almost feel like I should cut out a little piece in there and make it, put some thermal paste directly on these things, but I don't know. Let me decide. Okay, so I just realized actually there is a piece of thermal tape, but it's thermal pad, but it's actually below the plastic. It's in between the plastic and the CPU, which is weird. It's as if they forgot to remove it or something, but that's a really strange way of doing it. I guess maybe it like somehow distributes the heat, but I think I'm just gonna cut through this and put like regular thermal paste in there or something. So I just used this little box opener, I guess, to cut the thermal pad out. Almost. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill that whole area. You see, this is the thermal pad that was in between there. It's fairly dry now, so not the best. I'll keep the rest of the plastic, I guess, in place. I don't really know what the purpose of it is. I'm guessing it's to actually shield the rest of the components from the heat that gets generated by that processor, so that the heat, when it gets distributed on this metal plate, it doesn't affect the other components that are nearby. So that's what this plastic is for. So I'm just gonna fill this in with some thermal paste, maybe K5 Pro. Let me take a second and go figure that out. Okay, so first I'm going to clean this with rubbing alcohol. Make sure the surfaces are nice and clean. Let that evaporate. All right, now also do the same thing with the internal plate. Clean both sides. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I decided that I'm going to put thermal paste on the inside, so the contact between the internal side of the plate and the processors here. I'm going to put the thermal paste in there, and then for this other pad that's on the outside, I'm just going to use K5 Pro to, you know, in certain spots to sort of give it more cooling into this plate, I guess, to transfer the heat into that plate. Probably need to separate that with something. All right, that should be good enough, I think. This might actually be the larger side, so yeah, we need to cut more of it. Okay, come on. Now it's kind of a mess, but it's probably better than just straight up plastic contacting with the processor. Hopefully. We'll see if it turns on after I'm done with this. So I'm just gonna separate those out. Probably need to make them a little Yeah, I'm not sure I'm making this any better, but we shall find out. As long as it turns on, and yeah. Okay. I think that's enough. There's yeah, it sticks out pretty nicely there. So let's see. Hopefully I can actually see what I'm doing here. Am I hitting them? Okay, yeah, that's not centered. So I'm gonna have to move this one over a little bit, or a lot. I probably should have put this on the CPUs themselves, actually, to be honest. This was probably a mistake. Maybe I should just do that, and maybe cut a little more on this side here. I see a piece of, like a piece of, yeah, still in there. Okay, let me transfer this thermal paste onto the CPUs. Okay, that one should be good. Yeah, this paste is really thick, really viscous, so it's really hard to get it on there. Let me just a second. Well, now you know, it's best to start on the processor itself. Alright, hopefully this doesn't short anything. This thermal paste is non-conductive, so hopefully they didn't lie to me, the manufacturer of this paste. Ooh. Kind of a mess, but hopefully that still works. Try to get this all cleaned up. Okay. Yeah, so this is a mess. I'm doing this live. Hopefully you guys, once you watch this video, would have a better plan on how to approach this. But yeah, on my side, this is all I'm improvising here. So that looks a-okay. I'm gonna see if I can cut a bigger window here on the plate there. I'm just gonna go to the side here because there's a little piece of the thermal pad still remaining in there. It's actually a good chunk in there. All right, so let's see. If I go and start closing this guy, is it hitting plastic? Oh yeah, almost. I guess I need to take out the entire thermal paste, the thermal pad, the original pad there. I don't know, you might just want to dispose of the plastic altogether, but I'm guessing there might be a reason why it's there. I'm guessing it's protecting the components or other components from the heat that's generated. So I'm gonna keep it as much as I can. All right, so there's that. All right, and I'm looking to see if the thermal paste is touching the plastic. I think it's good. There's like more pad here. It's a pretty large pad actually. All right. It's really weird. Uh-oh. Okay, I don't want get this thing to slide down. I kind of want it in the middle. Okay, let's see if that's gonna work. Is there a good contact? Yeah, there's contact. All right, okay. I think that's good. I guess I would suggest if you don't want to use thermal paste, you could probably use the K5 Pro. This might be actually easier. There's plenty of it. You could just put a good chunk on there. And yeah, that's probably a better way to go than what I just did. Because you need to put a good amount of thermal paste on there. There's a big gap between the processor and this metal plate, especially once you cut out the plastic. Okay, so I'm just going to try to put everything back in. Hopefully I don't forget any of the screws. And we'll see how that goes. Alright. Probably going to pause here to get screws in because it's not a very comfortable position. They have the camera in front, so let's see. Maybe I can do it. This one probably isn't from here. I'm guessing it's this one. Okay, so one of these screws is smaller, shorter than the other ones. Now I gotta figure out which one it is. I'm guessing it's this one. I don't know though. Yeah, it's that one. There we go. Okay. So that's that. Now I just have to reconnect this ribbon cable somehow. Okay. Ribbon cable. Got like thermal paste all over it. So this is what I'm gonna put K5 Pro probably to get some contact. Just figure out this ribbon cable though. Okay, there we go. So that backside of the cable lifts up of the connector. Just gotta slide this ribbon cable in. I'm gonna have to test the camera before I reassemble. I'll put all the screws back in, hopefully. Hopefully I can get this cable in. Alright, let me take a pause here on the camera. Okay, I think I got the ribbon cable in. It's kind of tough to get to it, but just go slow, be gentle. I think I got it in, so let me just try to turn this thing on. Okay, let's see. Well, if I put the battery back in the right way, that would help. There we go. Turn it on. Camera. The screen's working. Yay! All right. Screen is working. Camera is working. Sweet. All right. So it looks like I got the screen connected correctly and I did not destroy the camera. That is a good sign. All right, let's keep it that way. So let me just reassemble the rest of it. Okay, I pretty much have it closed up. I have to clean this up. All right, so I'm going to put some K5 Pro in there as well before I completely close it up. I'm just gonna pull this thing back again gently. Don't want to reattach that cable again. That's kind of annoying part. All right, so here I guess I'll just put some K5 Pro here. Maybe I don't know if I should keep this thing in there. It's pretty dry, so I don't think it's necessary. I could probably do it here actually, maybe. We'll see. All right, but I definitely want to put some K5 Pro in there. All right. I'd say overall it's pretty easy. The hardest part is really getting to this screw, and then also maybe just keeping that cable in, getting that cable in. If you happen to disconnect it, I would actually, if you do this, I would actually put something underneath it so you don't have to even disconnect the cable. Like if this part, this cover stays up high, you know, if you just put it on top of something and work slowly, you probably don't even have to deal with the cable at all. All right, where else can I put? Is there another spot that's like, maybe just this? All right, get some more. Make sure I don't mess with any mechanisms here. Just put a tiny amount in different places. As long as it doesn't mess with anything. It is non-conductive also. I don't think I need it here, but why not? Okay, I think that should be good enough. Hopefully that cable didn't move. All right, I'm just make sure and test the screen. Make sure I didn't disconnect the cable in the process. All right. And get this in there gently. There we go. All right. All connected. Yeah, put the battery back in. Okay, screen lights up. Sweet. Okay, screen is on, camera's on, and okay. Now I just have to put all the screws in and clean up. Okay, so now we're just gonna screw everything back on. And hopefully it all works. Just go one screw on each side first so that everything stays even, hopefully. is a problematic area there. Okay. Okay, so I had a little bit of a problem here. That metallic plate is basically moving, so I had to use a thinner screwdriver to just move the plate back on so it's straight. Hopefully get the screw in there. Yep, it's going perfect. So yeah, you might have to adjust that a little bit, but it's not a big deal. Okay, 3 on the bottom. What else we got? These guys. I think these are the small ones, the shorter ones, as far as I remember. Actually, there are 3 of them, so maybe these are the ones here. Yeah, maybe these. Okay, that's not making sense. Yeah, that's Alright, so one thing I would suggest there is actually some of these screws are shorter than the other ones. You probably want to mark the ones that are short. I did not, so they all seem to fit, but I would like to have them exactly the way they were. I think the shorter ones are these 2 and these 2. So maybe. Yeah, these 2 are definitely the smaller ones, and I want to say the ones that are here. But keep track of them when you disassemble this. They look the same, they seem to fit, but it's probably best to keep the same ones where they belong. So again, on the outside, you really have the screws that are here behind the screen. You have some screws here on the bottom, 3 of them. And then you have 4 here on this side. And then you have 1 that's inside the battery compartment. At least 1 that matters inside the battery compartment. I'll show you again in a second. That one's going to be a struggle to put back in there, most likely. We shall see. All right. Okay, I think I got them all in there. All right, so now there's only one left, and the one that matters inside the battery compartment. If you're only taking off the back plate and doing the thermal paste replacement, of course, the one that matters is the one that's in this corner here, at the top there. If you're looking at it from this side, it's right here, this corner. So, question is, how am I going to get it back in there? And I don't know. There's actually one more, apparently. Oh yeah, there's one more. There's one that is up here. Oops. This one is fairly easy to reach. Maybe I spoke too soon, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, that one is easy. It's right here. All right, let's try the one that's all the way down somehow. Yep. Okay, it's holding. Wow, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay. All right. Put the battery back in, test it again. Hopefully nothing changed. Yes. Everything's working. Sweet. All right. That is pretty much it. That's how you change thermal paste on this camera. And that's only if you need to, if you feel like you need to. Really, there's actually a setting in the menu, somewhere in the menu. Let's find it. Do not remember what it is, but oh, there we go. Power setting option, I think. Here, auto temperature, auto power off temperature. You have to set it to high. It's going to basically allow the camera to go a little bit of a higher temperature before it shuts off. So that's the first thing I would try. And then obviously the second thing is much more involved. You have to take all these screws out and change the thermal paste. So hopefully that helps, and it seems like the camera is working fine. No issues there. Yep, everything's working. Cool. Yep, so hopefully that helps you if you're going to try this and attempt this. I didn't see any videos showing how to disassemble the ZV E10, so I hope this helps. So ZV10 is a great little camera, and this process allows you to sort of make it even better. I'm going to link all of the stuff that I used, or most of the stuff that's really important to this process, in the description. Hopefully this helps you again, and let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe you have some better way of doing this, or maybe what I did is terrible and you don't agree with it. So let me know.